I'm curious, have you ever wondered if your client onboarding process is actually losing you potential business? I want you to imagine a system so seamless your clients feel valued from the moment they reach out. So today, we're unlocking the secrets to creating that exact experience. Hello, and welcome to the Content Systems for Growth podcast, where we dive into strategies, systems, and tools to simplify your business processes and create exceptional client experiences. My name is Michelle Dewey, and today we're going to talk about creating a simple client onboarding process or experience, with HoneyBook. I guess it's both. It's an experience and a process. So if you're ready to wow your clients while streamlining your workflow, friends, then this episode is for you. Why client onboarding actually matters to your business. So let's start with that question, okay? Are you making the best first impression with your client onboarding process? If they've been following you for any amount of time on your long form content, like your blog, your podcast, or maybe your YouTube channel, when they decide to work with you, are you making that best first intention? That first interaction with you actually sets the tone for your entire relationship that you have with that new client. When it's seamless and professional, your client feels confident about actually working with you. HoneyBook is that simplification tool. It's a platform that simplifies every step of your onboarding, from the moment a lead fills out a form to signing the contract and scheduling that kickoff call with you. By the end of today's episode, you'll have a clear roadmap for setting up your client onboarding system in HoneyBook. What exactly does an exceptional client onboarding process look like in HoneyBook? Let's break it down step by step. Step number one in the process is the lead capture form. Your onboarding process starts with a well-designed lead capture form. So in HoneyBook, you can embed that form directly into your website, or you can have a link to put it in other places such as your email marketing. But you can customize it to collect the essential information and details that actually is important to you and your business. Maybe you just want to have their name, business type, and goals, or perhaps you want to dive in a little bit more into how they found you or gather their social media handles if you actually are going to do some sort of audit with their marketing information. Either way, it's no problem because you can add custom fields into that lead form in HoneyBook. Remember to keep it simple, friends, because if you try and gather too much information at that initial stage with that discovery form, you may find that you have people that don't fill it out. It's up to you. You may want to have that detail and use that as a way of really streamlining the people or the right people that want to work with you, because you know the right people will actually fill out the form if they truly, truly want to work with you. Either way, you can decide which one you would like to do. Step number two is it's an immediate follow-up upon completion of the form. So your potential client or prospect submits that form to HoneyBook, then automatically will send that personalized welcome email that you've already created. This email can acknowledge their inquiry and give them a little bit more detail about your coaching process if you want to do that initially before they sign up and book your discovery call. If you want to, you can pause the sequence so that you can actually review it before you have them book a discovery call. That's completely up to you. You get to set up that workflow so it actually aligns with what works best for your business practices and what their specific responses may have been. Step number three is if you conduct discovery calls, you can have them schedule that with HoneyBook's built-in scheduling tool, because then that eliminates the dreaded back and forth finding that meeting time. I'm going to guess that you're already familiar with scheduling tools. Well, this is built in, so it's one less piece of software or application that you would have to have. Once that prospect then selects their time, HoneyBook will sync with your calendar so you make sure you're not having any overlaps. Plus, look at your calendar so that they know exactly when you have time available and they can pick the best time that works into their schedule. One thing that I do like to do when I'm sending that confirmation that they've booked their time is I also like to include an agenda to give them an idea of what to expect on that discovery call that you're going to have with them. If you want them to gather any information so that you can discuss that on the call, make sure to put that in that email that you customize. Step 4 then is actually conducting your discovery call. Before the call, you're going to want to review that form response and prepare your questions because you may have some that pop up after reading that response or that intake form from them. And using HoneyBook's client profile feature, you're able to take those notes during your conversation, or if you prefer, just use a software that allows you to take notes while you're on the call so that you can copy and paste them into HoneyBook later. Whatever works the best for you. I know I need to record mine because otherwise I will get distracted with writing down my notes. Step 5 is your post-call follow-up. After the discovery call, HoneyBook will let you automate the next step. So if that client isn't ready, you can send a thank you note and schedule a follow-up task to maybe touch base with them in 3 months, maybe 6 months, whatever it would be. You can also set up a nice nurturing automation inside of HoneyBook so that they're still getting that information and you're providing them with exclusive, valuable information that only those type of people get, the ones that have had the discovery call that you know would potentially be a good fit for you in the future, but right now is just not the right time. If they're a yes, then you can move on to creating your proposal and your onboarding phase. Now you can keep this simple by just having a one-sheet proposal contract, or you can have a separate proposal contract and then it has the invoice on there as well. But HoneyBook allows you to create that exactly how you'd want your proposal to be, your contract to be. If you want a contract and not a contract, however you want to do that, little checkbox, you get to pick whatever works best into your system and into your coaching style. But you'll just add that contract invoice right in the same document. It's so simple and so easy. And it also lets you offer payment plans, and you can also let them select their own payment plans, whatever is the best for them. You just get to pick the time frame that they would be able to finish that actual payment plan in. So it's completely up to you. You can tailor it to be what works the best. Step number 7 is that actual welcome package. So you want to make sure that your client feels at home by sending them that welcome email. You want them to feel comfortable with you, and you want to provide that warm welcome and roll out the red carpet. So include everything that they're going to want to know about the process, because that way it's not going to lead to any confusion. You can put a link to your client portal and the next steps. So if you like to send physical gifts, this is where you can also collect their address using HoneyBook's intake form. Step number 8 is you can actually create a task checklist in HoneyBook so nothing falls through the cracks. If you want to, you can then have the checklist in there to remind you to set up your client folder. Or if you prefer, then you'll know you need to actually go into your project management system because your team's going to do that work. They're notified that they need to actually set everything up. If you use a project management system like Asana, that's where I push things to, then your team's going to know exactly what they need to do to onboard your new client. Or if it's you that handles all of that, you can have all of that task just in HoneyBook if you prefer. And then they can schedule the follow-up kickoff meeting, all your follow-up coaching meetings, depending on how you do it. Or after every single coaching, you can have an automation that sends them the link to schedule their next call. Completely up to you. It's able to be customized to meet how you want the software to work. Step number 9 is keeping track of your ongoing communication throughout your relationship. You can use HoneyBook for all that email and messaging that goes back and forth with your clients that you have. You can set up different milestones. If you have different milestones that you go through with your coaching, simple, easy to do. You can have all that in there and you can track it as they go. Whatever it is, it's going to help you stay on your deadline with ease. One thing that I do want to talk about is the setup process, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it because setting up a workflow and templates and automation in HoneyBook does take some time. It's just not a snap your fingers and it's done type of thing, but the investment is so worth it. Once you're done, you can just sit back and let the system handle all those repetitive tasks while you focus on what you do best, serving your clients. Okay, friends, are you ready to simplify your client onboarding process? If so, HoneyBook can help you save time, impress your clients, and set your business up for success. Make sure to check out my referral link down below in the show notes to get 30% off your first year of HoneyBook. Okay, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this helpful, I'd love for you to share it with a friend or leave a review. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Until next time, friends, keep everything simple and scaling. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you, and I hope you make it a wonderful week. Yay! Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found this episode valuable and learned some actionable tips that you can implement in your business so that you can feel accomplished and less stressed. If you enjoyed this show, please take a quick minute to share this with your business bestie, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps me reach more business owners just like you. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please reach out to me on my website. I've created a form just for you. Remember, with the right system and mindset, you can achieve the success your heart desires. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to chatting with you next time. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And don't forget, let's grow, friends.